Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is currently just following our wave count lower. We have been waiting for this decline. Nice to see it follow through. Earlier today, I suggested that maybe the wave 4 top was already in. So hopefully everybody here on this channel was prepared for this nice sell-off here. People asked already, oh dear, the interest rates, they're not going up. So why do we actually sell off? Again, the only way how days like these can be used is really to understand there will be additional volatility with a high likelihood. And typically those announcements don't really change the underlying trend. The underlying trend is of course down, okay? It is down. As suggested, we're in a downtrend, we're in a correction, which is a downtrend in what I believe overall uptrend. So the underlying trend at the moment on this time frame is down. So what I can tell you is that at the moment we are getting closer to our target around 24 to 24.5k. Bitcoin has now reached the trend line. Yeah. And this is now a possible reaction here somewhere. But I would like to see price go a little lower, maybe not directly, at some point. It's now, of course, oversold again on the 1 hour chart. It's now again oversold on the 4 hour chart. Yeah, see a bit of bullish divergence now on the 4 hour chart. But what I can just tell you, and that's sort of been my message over the last few days and weeks in the crypto market anyway, don't just expect, even if we're tracking a bullish scenario, don't just expect price to go down, to turn around. Watch the relevant levels given and watch for a reaction. And without having a reaction to the upside, you can't assume that price will turn around at some point. The trend goes down, or the trend is being followed as long as the trend is being followed. Only the market decides that. What we can give in the analysis is interesting areas to watch. Setups, high reward, low risk. But be aware that if you try to catch the falling knife, that you need to be very mindful with your position sizing. Until the price is showing us a reversal to the upside, which would be a 5-wave move up and a 3-wave move down, we can't assume the trend is shifting back to the upside, okay? I think it will, but again, it's basics, back to basics. The trend is down, so we follow the downtrend, okay? Until we see a reversal. And if we now take a look at the wave structure, I suggested to you that one more low would be expected. Target 24 to 24.5k. Maybe we get another low afterwards. So either one more low or two more lows are suggested by the wave count. And yeah, trend line is currently showing a little bit of support. If we break out of this channel to the downside, which Bitcoin certainly could do, then the 24k level here is certainly going to be important support. That's the golden ratio, the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. We currently can see, I think Ethereum is selling off a little stronger than Bitcoin. Yeah, Ethereum is currently already below the 61.8 retracement. That's not a surprise, as I suggested in the last ETH BTC video, that Ethereum is most likely going to be underperforming Bitcoin over the next few days and weeks, and it's doing that at the moment. So also that shouldn't have been a surprise to anyone. And so we are now following just the wave count to the downside. And bear in mind, there's no reason to panic at this stage. All the forecasts that are made today have been pointing towards lower end. So everybody hopefully in the community was aware. And without this sell-off, this correction will never end. Because, we haven't seen any impulse to the upside yet in this entire correction. And because the move up was just so slow and corrective, it was really getting super boring now. You have to expect that another flush is coming to kick all of those weak hands out. So get lower prices so that the buyers can come back in. Now, interesting is now that we're getting towards that situation that I've been talking about for weeks, that in this move down, and I remember it might have been a month ago, what I'm eventually looking for in this wave 2 is that price is above the 10th of March low, ideally holding the 22k level because that's the 78.6 retracement, and that the RSI is getting close to the 10th of March low. It doesn't need to go down that low, might go a little lower, but important is get oversold on the daily RSI and have a higher price. Ethereum has achieved this already, nearly. Well, it has done it. Bitcoin, not quite. I would still like it to go a little lower. The RSI has now made a new local low. It's at 35. I would still like to get it closer to 30. So that would suggest that Bitcoin can drop certainly a little lower. There is no reversal signal here at any point yet. But it's now nearly oversold on the daily. And I was already getting a bit concerned that the RSI wasn't coming down fast enough for me. But now it's getting there. So that's interesting. And if it gets into the same region as on the 10th of March, and if price is above the 10th of March, then this can be considered bullish. Always bear in mind, this is only an indicator. It indicates price always has to confirm. So again, always has to confirm a trend reversal. You can't just assume that price will turn around, for example, at 24K. There's no crystal ball that would tell anyone that. It's just levels of interest. Price has a good chance to reverse, taking the situation into account, the context, the idea that this is a correction to the downside after an impulse, the idea that we're oversold on the daily, all of that coming together, suggesting that, yeah, in this area, I expect a reversal to the upside, but I can't confirm it until I see that small 5-wave move up, the small impulse, the first correction that would follow. Yeah, so what needs to happen essentially, and of course, as you can see, there's currently no evidence for it yet. What we need to see at some point after this correction, how do we know it's over? We wait for a small 5-wave move to the upside and get a 3-wave move to the downside. A, B, C. Letting this 5-wave move play out is going to be the most challenging part for most people. Yeah, most people will not have the patience to do that, and that's fine. Most people will then try to chase, might buy the top here, sell at the end of the C wave. The thing is that all comes down to trading strategy. So I expect this move down to be very aggressive. So the first 5-wave move up could be very strong. So if you feel you're not positioned well enough, maybe consider getting a position already now, but as I do it with a tiny position. But I'm already positioned anyway from the bear market. I've got my core position, got my hardware wallet, and so on. That's typically what the bear market is for, accumulation, right? But also got my core position that I'll just just leave there until we have decent profits in the third wave. But now adding in this pullback, I had a few tiny positions that I don't have problems stopping out if we break below 22K. If I want to, that's sort of what I'm looking at. However, I'm actually measuring against the 17.6K level, because only really below that level, new bear market lows, in my opinion, are as good as confirmed, because there are two bullish scenarios. There is the bullish scenario where we can only drop basically to 22K. Below that, it is risking invalidation. Not invalidated, but it will risk invalidation. And the fallback scenario is the one where we can drop all the way down to 17.6K. But, as long as we don't get closer to that, I don't need to focus on that. At the moment, the daily RSI is already nearly oversold, and the move down looks corrective. So I will keep you updated. Yeah. Hopefully you like the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. If you like daily, short-term market updates, signals, and so on, check out the gold membership. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. So yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye.